The Czech Slam champ showed up and showed out on day 8 of the US Open. I'll talk about Barbora Krejcikova's epic comeback win over Taylor Townsend and Marketa Vondrousova's magnificent victory over Elena Rybakina. Plus, I'll review the upcoming exciting quarterfinal matchup slated for Tuesday. What's good? My name's Christian Bassnight and welcome to Christian's Court, where I cover tennis from all angles. If you haven't yet already, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you are notified whenever I post my day 9 US Open recap. And also, I do want to thank you all for helping me reach 40,000 subscribers. I recently hit that yesterday. Last year, exact time last year, I hit 20,000. So I'm really happy with the way that my channel and my platform has been growing. And I can't thank you all enough for the supportive comments that you all have been leaving. I can't reply to all of them, but you all truly help me to keep going. And y'all are my main motivation. So I just want to say thank you all. So yes, unfortunately, Taylor Townsend's captivating US Open run came to a heartbreaking end when she fumbled 8 match points and a 1-6, 7-6, 6-3 loss to Barbora Krejcikova. TT was on a roll to start off the match. She continued her form from that Andreeva win and raced through the opening set in 28 minutes. Taylor hardly missed first serves in the first set. She was 11 from 13, and Townsend also returned exceptionally well too. She neutralized Barbora's serve well and took control of the points quickly with bold first strike tennis. Townsend was on her way, honestly, to a cool 6-1. Really could have been 6-1, 6-1, a win for her. And she had no business losing the match, even aside from those 8 match points. She led 3-1 in the second set, but this 15-all miss was one of many points that cost her the match. She still had 2 game points in this 3-1 game, but Krejcikova, she first had a line-clipping forehand on the first game point for Townsend, and then TT double faulted on her second game point opportunity. Taylor, she did have a breakback point opportunity in the following game at 3-2, but a backhand error hurt her. Point being that she never should have been in that position where the score was that tight around those match points. Speaking of which, Krejcikova, you got to give her props for that, because she played some exceptional tennis whenever her back was against the wall and whenever she faced those match points. 5 out of those 8 match points saved were Krejcikova winners. And then one other one was a strong serve from Krejcikova that Townsend wasn't able to make the return back in play. The 2 match points that Taylor had her best shot at were she first netted a forehand passing shot. It was a solid opening shot for her, but she kind of decelerated. And then she also missed a backhand wide. And it's interesting because Taylor told herself to go for it before one of those match points, but she never really did. She was just a little bit too passive. And Taylor does tend to tense up and not go for her shots as much in the tight moments and kind of wait for her opponents to miss. And her forehand, that's a shot that definitely deaccelerates whenever she's tense and whenever she's nervous. And it hurts her because that forehand starts landing short in the short court, in the service box. And her serve also loses MPHs, and that's another thing that hurt her too. When it was match point, she wasn't able to find those aces or find those easy first serves that set her up for a good finishing shot. And I noticed the same trend when she had a few opportunities to get a lead even in the third set. And I think overall it'll just be a big learning lesson for her. This is definitely Taylor's probably her most brutal loss in her career, and it hurts because she was better in nearly every single statistic compared to Krejcikova, including points won. It sucks too because her son was in the crowd, and I know for sure that Taylor wanted to win and have that moment, that special moment with him, Aiden, but she still had a great mindset after the match when speaking with the press. She said, "I think everything happens for a reason, like I told you before. This was all part of the plan. We still have a lot of tennis to play, and I'm still here for doubles. You never know what type of catalyst or catapult this match could be to propel me forward. I truly believe this whole tournament has been a game changer for me. More than anything, I know that I'm exactly where I need to be in order to fulfill every goal that I have as a tennis player, to be a top player, to win Grand Slams, multiple. I know that I can. I know that I'm there. It's just little things here and there that the only thing that I need is the reps. I need to keep putting myself in these type of positions, and eventually it will turn in my favor. If I pull back, I don't look at this as adversity or a bad thing. It stings and it hurts because I gave everything. When you give everything, you want a different result, right? Ultimately, I know that this is going to take me to another level. I think that's an awesome, great mentality for Taylor to have. But slam winning moments like these are once in a lifetime for most players, and this might have been her huge missed moment to go ahead and win her slam. I think the stars were aligned for her in this tournament. The big three, Coco, Arena, Iga, aren't playing 100% all that great right now, and I think that Taylor has a unique game to trouble players too. It's the type of game to where you have that one tournament before the other players start to figure out how to play you, similar to Fernandez and Raducanu, their 2021 US Open runs. She's 29 years old, so she's not towards the end of her career, but she's also not a spring chicken. So she's at that point where she's kind of in the prime of her career, I'd say. I think Taylor does have what it takes to win a major, but you can't underestimate the scar tissue a match like this can carry. She says that yes, this can help her, and it for sure can if she's in this position again, but it could also hurt her. You never know. Hopefully, again, she learns from this tournament and this moment and builds on it. And she already has a lot of tools, and I think that she can improve on so many aspects of her game too. Her movement, as well as her shot selection, her serve too, and her return. Just everything really can improve. So that's a great sign for her. And really, Taylor was the big star in this tournament. Again, have to commend her for how she handled that Ostapenko incident, and people just rallied behind her, which was great to see because we all knew she was a star, and now the rest of the world saw what a star she is. And I wish she was able to keep going in singles, but she won over so many fans, and I hope that she uses this momentum to build on that and go deep once more at these big tournaments. Now, props to Krejcikova again, just really a big time win, truly. She is something else. Barbora has drawn comparisons to Adele because, like the British singer, she tends to kind of pop up out of nowhere and shake the table. She's definitely shaking the table this tournament, even aside from the Krejcikova win, getting those great wins over Mboko and Navarro. She's been playing good tennis. You also got to have a moment for that crazed Krejcikova fan who was screaming at the top of their lungs during this match. That was quite something. But Barbora is looking for her third straight win over an American when she takes on Jessica Pegula. Pegula still has not dropped more than 6 games in a single match thus far. She just beat An Lee 6-1, 6-2, and Lee is actually her highest ranked opponent that she will face thus far, as An was ranked 58 in the world. And this is definitely a cakewalk draw for the American, but you can't deny that she's still been playing well in solid tennis throughout this fortnight. Pegula, I think she has the clear edge and energy. She spent far less time on court than Krejcikova. Barbora's fourth round was over 3 hours, and her third round win over Navarro was 2.5 hours. Although Barbora leads the head-to-head 2-1, and all of these wins came on hard court. Their last meeting was in the WTA final round-robin round last year, where Barbora won 6-3, 6-3, although Pegula was dealing with an injury around that time. Yes, she's been playing solid, but it hasn't been mind-blowing tennis. I think the main thing is she competes so well and plays the big points great. Krejcikova, she also will be more battle-tested for adversity, much more so. And also, Barbora has won her last 5 3-set matches, while Pegula has lost her last 3 3-setters. Pegula, I think it's going to be important for her to win this match in 2 sets, because if things do go the distance, I don't know if she has that moxie to come through. I don't know, especially with Krejcikova. She's so tough in these moments, as I mentioned before. But I think that it might be a tough ask for Barbora to come out and play another tough match, especially against Pegula, who will give her nothing. And I am a bit worried about her health-wise, as far as she could have another moment like she had in Cincinnati, where she came out just utterly flat and with nothing much to give. Yes, she does have a day off, but will that be enough? I'm not sure, but I'm going to be having Pegula win this one in 2 sets. I'll predict a 6-4, 6-4 type of scoreline. Marketa Vondrousova, she joined her Czech sister Barbora into the quarterfinals with a thrilling 6-4, 5-7, 6-2 win over Elena Rybakina. This honestly might be the best women's match of the tournament. The quality was that high. But talking about how Vondrousova won the match, first in the opening set, Rybakina struggled immensely with her first serve percentage. She made just 48% of her first serves in, which aided Marketa in breaking Elena twice in that opening set. Elena did improve her first serve percentage to 71% in the second set, which helped a lot, and Elena was able to dictate even more in the baseline proceedings in this set. And the way she closed out the second set, playing 4 spectacular points in a row to take it, will still be ingrained in my mind for a minute. Just incredible ball striking, and Marketa really didn't do anything wrong at this point. And I thought that after she took the second set, that Rybakina would take the third. She had all the momentum, and she held out love to start the third set, and she also had a 15-30 opening to break Vondrousova's serve the following game. And this was Marketa's weakest service game of the entire deciding set, so a big big missed opportunity for Rybakina, but she just could not capitalize, which hurt her. And she lost focus with some poor misses like an overhead flub to, I think, give the game away. Vondrousova started using the drop shot a little bit more in this third set too to keep Rybakina off balance and also disturb the ninth seed's rhythm from the ground, and that worked wonders. Marketa really started to hit full throttle in the third set. She was picking off Rybakina's serve so well and rushing the ninth seed with her returns. And don't even get me started on Vondrousova's serve. She hit 13 aces and was just hitting bombs at times. And that last game when she was serving for the match at 5-2 was something else. She faced double break point in this game and she hit 3 aces in a row before finishing it with an unreturnable serve. My jaw was on the floor watching this. If you're Rybakina, you can't beat yourself up too hard for this loss, but it's still not going to take away the sting. It's just another disappointing slam loss. It reminds me of her 4th round loss to Madison Keys, although Vondrousova, I think, was a little bit more unplayable here compared to that Maddie match. Still a great match. This one was definitely, I think it will go down as one of the top matches of the year. Perhaps it might make my top 10 matches of the year list. It was a good US Open hard court swing for Rybakina, but still, once again, nothing to show for it. 3 semifinals in DC, Montreal, and Cincinnati, and then she made the second week here in New York for the first time, but just did not bring it when she needed to bring it. She wasn't able to elevate her level and take stranglehold of it, and that's what's missing from her right now. She's right there, I feel, as far as level, as far as the top 3, but she's not there as far as her clutch factor and mentality in the big matches against the big players. Disappointing slam season for sure for her. No quarterfinal appearance. This is the first time that she's failed to make a quarterfinal in a season at a slam since 2020. So it's just back to the drawing board for her. But up next for Vondrousova is Aryna Sabalenka, who swept aside Kristina Buksha 6-1, 6-4. Aryna, with this win, retains her #1 ranking to where she'll stay #1 regardless of what happens this tournament. Aryna leads the head-to-head with Marketa. This will be their 3rd meeting this summer, as Marketa first won their Berlin semifinals 6-2, 6-4 before Sabalenka won their Cincinnati second-round match 7-5, 6-1. Aryna leads the hard court head-to-head 4-1, so that'll give her a lot of confidence knowing that she's had a lot of success against this tough opponent on this type of surface. But if Vondrousova plays the way that she did against Rybakina against Sabalenka, I think she's winning this match. Sabalenka is serving well. Her serve has been her saving grace throughout this entire tournament. But Marketa can frustrate her a lot more than her previous opponents with her impeccable returning. Aryna's return is still not all that either, so with the way that Vondrousova is serving, she might have the edge. Not to mention, Marketa has the added edge with her variety factor, with her slices and drop shots to take Aryna out of her rhythm. Plus, she just tracks down so many balls that I can see frustrating Sabalenka even more than Fernandez did. I think Sabalenka needs to hope for a level dip for Vondrousova, but I honestly don't know if that's going to happen, considering how she's been playing excellent all tournament. Got those great wins over Kessler and Paolini, squeaking those wins out in straight sets. That's very impressive too. And right now, it's giving the making of a slam title run. And Marketa, she's always due for one really big result in an odd year. And I think that she's coming for something bigger than Berlin. Will that something big come here? I don't know, honestly. The question is, will she actually take advantage of her opportunities, or will Sabalenka be too clutch once more? Sabalenka, again, she won that Cincinnati match pretty straightforward, 7-5, 6-1, but the match could have been much more competitive than what it was. Marketa had 12 breakpoint opportunities total in this match, but Sabalenka saved them all. I could see a similar theme here because Sabalenka's serve has gotten her out of trouble so many times this tournament, as she saved 17 of 19 breakpoints faced this fortnight. It's a tough one because Vondrousova, she's playing better right now, but I think that Aryna, she would have the mental edge, especially in the stage of a major. She really knows how to up it. And I think what's having me have Sabalenka take this one in particular is her impeccable slam quarterfinal record. She is 12-1 career-wise in slam quarterfinals. She typically plays her best tennis in this round, and that one loss that she had at this stage came at Roland Garros 2024 against Mira Andreeva, where she had a bad stake. So I don't even know if we should really totally count that one. So with that in mind, and knowing that Sabalenka, I think that she will bring her best tennis of the tournament thus far, I think I'll have her win this one in 3 sets to get through to the semifinals once again. Talking about the men's action on day 8, it was honestly pretty uneventful. We didn't have a single memorable wow match. Carlos Alcaraz, he opened play with a decisive 7-6, 6-3, 6-4 win over Artur Rinderknecht. Alcaraz still has not dropped a set thus far this entire tournament, and it's his first time that he's made the quarterfinals at a slam without dropping a set. It's been pretty clinical from Carlos, but the opposition really hasn't been all that tough. He gets Yuri Lehecka next, who has challenged him a bit in their last few matches. Yuri beat him in Doha earlier this year before Alcaraz got his revenge in a tough, hard-fought Queen's Club final. Carlos compared Yuri to Artur in his post-match press conference. He said that both men have big serves and big forehands, and they're also not afraid to come to the net to finish points off there too. But I think that Yuri is a little bit more consistent, which could give Lehecka a little bit more of an edge and help him get that, at least get a set over Alcaraz, which I think that he will. Yuri troubles Alcaraz too because he can often match Alcaraz pound for pound from the ground, but also the Czech has that consistency that can help him exploit those moments where Alcaraz is a little bit more error prone. Not to mention, he also just played 2 great matches, 2 of his best matches of the season when he did face Alcaraz those 2 times. I think it will be tough to ask Yuri to play another quality match from start to finish against Alcaraz in a major. Best of 5 is a different animal, especially with the way that Carlos is playing right now. Not to mention, even if Yuri puts himself in the position to win, he'll be playing for his first slam semifinal. So that's the whole mental aspect of it too that could come into play. Again, I think that he'll get a set, but I'm having Alcaraz win this one in 4 sets. Now, it was a quick day at the office for both Novak Djokovic and Taylor Fritz, who will play one another for the 11th time here in the quarterfinal. Fritz defeated Thomas Mahach 6-4, 6-3, 6-3 to reach his 3rd straight quarterfinal in Flushing. This was by far Taylor's best match of the tournament, and he was flawless on his serve. He won 91% of his first serve points and didn't face a single break point. Now, he finished with 30 winners to 18 unforced errors. Novak also had a great serving day in his 6-3, 6-2, 6-2 win over Jan-Lennart Struff. Novak hit 12 aces, won 79% of his first serve points and 68% of his second serve points. Novak has also been pretty solid at the net in his last couple rounds, as he won 83% of his net points against Struff. The big question is, can Taylor finally get that win over Novak on his 11th try? I think yes, he can, but with how Novak's been playing the last few rounds, it'll be pretty tough still. Taylor has had his chances against the Joker in his last recent meetings. He had set points in the Shanghai semifinal last year, but Novak erased them with strong serving. And Fritz mentioned in his post-4th round press conference that Novak's serve has been the big outlier in pressure moments in his last few matches with the serve. It's also hard for Taylor to make inroads in rallies with how solid Novak is from the ground. And I think overall it's a tough matchup for the American because Novak neutralizes Fritz's biggest weapon, his serve, so well. And Fritz's forehand also is not a big enough weapon against Novak to consistently get him the upper hand in rallies whenever things are more neutral. I think it is a good omen for Taylor that he had that Mahach match because his form otherwise leading up to that match was not all that impressive. So I think he has a lot of confidence knowing that he's playing his best tennis of the tournament coming into this one. But again, Novak also seems to be peaking and playing better match by match by match. Fritz, though, can take solace in knowing that Novak could have some injury concerns as he's had treatment multiple times throughout this tournament. Even last round, he was getting treatment on his neck, and against Norrie, his back was acting up. So if things get physical and if things do go the distance here, Taylor could have the edge. But I'm having Novak take this one in 4 sets. I think that he'll be a little bit too clutch in the big moments. I wouldn't be surprised if Taylor did his big one, but I'm going to be playing it safe and having Djokovic take this one again. That is all I have for my Day 8 US Open recap, and let me know your thoughts on all the action, including Taylor's heartbreaking loss. Do you think that she will put herself in this position again and make that slam quarterfinal, or do you think that this was just her big missed opportunity? Also, give your predictions too on all the edgy quarterfinal matchups between, Pegula, Krejcikova, Sabalenka, Vondrousova, as well as Alcaraz, Lehecka, and Fritz Djokovic. Again, make sure you all subscribe and click that notification bell so you are notified whenever I post my Day 9 US Open recap video. Thank you all so much for watching and for your support, and I will see you all next time here on Christian's Court.